to your reading for December the 4th through December the 10th. This is a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading, that information will be below. Also, this is for your sun, moon, and rising. So if you know your moon and rising, you'll find the links to the other videos below too. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about me, there's an interview that I posted, and I'll put the link to that below too. What else? I'm offering for a limited time a 1-question reading for only $15. So for those of you who can't afford a full reading, you can get that. You know, I want everybody to be able to get access to a private reading. So the information will be below on that. You can do PayPal me or go to my website. Anyway, both links will be below. So please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and that link will be below. Okay, now let's go to your reading, Aquarius. So we start off your reading with the Tower, which is kind of interesting, right? Because there's so much going on astrologically, you know, on the 3rd or the 2nd, depending on where you are in the world. But the 3rd for us, this is the full moon in Gemini, and these are kind of dual energies, and Mercury goes retrograde. Now Mercury rules Gemini, and they go retrograde at the same time. Now the full moon is T-squaring, oh my god, it's so crazy, it's like T-squaring Neptune with I can't even say it. Look, Mercury's going retrograde, so definitely communication is challenging. I'm going to apologize in advance if I've messed up on anything that I'm saying, because it's highly likely I will. We have Mercury trining Uranus, we have Neptune, and Jupiter is trining. I mean, trining is a harmonious kind of energy, right? But we have a lot of opposing energies also. So one of the things that we're going to have challenges with this month is, you know, we have to ask ourselves, is it real? Because, you know, Neptune is the planet of illusion, and we've got Saturn is in play here. Saturn is the planet of lessons and halt and stop. You know, listen, follow rules and regulations. So don't run that stop sign. Don't drink and drive. You're highly likely to get caught this month. So you want to really, you know, stick by the rules. Don't go outside the box. Now, the Tower, darling, is an external transformation. This is where something changes radically, and it's really a depiction of something going. This is almost like you know, the Tower burns down, like the Twin Towers burnt down, and then the Tower of Freedom was built in its place. Excuse me. So it's about things having to go in order for new things to come up. Right after that, this is interesting, right? Because right after that, you've got the Knight of Pentacles. I call him the Green Knight. He is about movement. So sometimes this doesn't feel great, right? Now, you can get rid of whatever. See, Mercury in retrograde is a total opportunity to clean house, to reorganize, restructure, right? You know, get rid and purge yourself of clutter, of people, of things, of clutter in your mind, meditate. It's like, you know, restructuring yourself. And I can't stress how important it is to focus on what is working in your life as opposed to what is not. It's so easy to focus on what's not working, and when we're doing that, we're focusing on the problem, right? Whatever you focus on expands. So that is liable to bring you into a bit of a depression, a bit of funk, you know, if you're focusing on what's not working. If you focus on what's working, then you have a whole different energy going on. So when you're restructuring and you're reevaluating, because it's interesting, right? Mercury's going retrograde in December, where we naturally do the review of the year and how far we've come, right? So this is about looking at what you've accomplished, what you've co-created, how hard you've worked, and all the things that have been successful. That's what you have to focus on this week, this month in particular. Mercury goes out of retrograde, I think, on the 22nd, but there's a shadow period which will go into January. So, you know, it's going to be here through the holidays. And we're going to get this impulse. We're going to have impulse control this month. We're going to have the urge to do things quickly. That's what happens in Mercury retrograde. That's why everyone goes, don't sign any forms, don't do this. It's like, take a breath. And it's not about not signing, it's about being really paying attention to detail, because we tend to not pay attention to detail when Mercury's in retrograde, because we feel this urgency. Because it's slowed down, we get the urgency to go faster, right? Because Mercury's slowed down. So be aware of that, and you won't make those mistakes. Reread every email that you get, and reread what you've written before you send it out. There's definitely miscommunication. I'll probably look at these videos and cringe at things that I have said that are wrong. I do it all the time. Perhaps more so this month. So I'm apologizing in advance to myself and to all of you. So Aquarius, the Knight of Pentacles comes in. And the Knight of Pentacles, the Green Knight, he reigns over the material realm. You know, he's like the protector of the fairies, of, you know, Mother Earth. He's about moving forward. It's like, this is like, keep moving, right? Just move forward. He's kind of stood still, but he's surveying the land, right? And the plateau in front of him. And he's going to move forward methodically and strategically. So when he comes into a reading, it's saying, yes, keep moving. But, you know, move at a slow pace. Pay attention to details. Look at what's going on around you. Be focused, because when Mercury's in retrograde, we tend to not be focused. So this is a wonderful time for you to remember to rein it in, to be focused and go forward strategically. Now, then we've got, well, I just want to go what's clarifying. So I've gone back. I went forward too soon, okay? I've gone back. See, I'm in retrograde now. What's clarifying, right? So the Tower, I asked for to clarify the Tower, and 2 cards popped out. And this is interesting because I always refer to these 2 cards together. The first card that came out was the 7 of Chalices, which are all these opportunities, right? Now, I always say that when this card comes out, you must meditate and connect with source energy, because that's the knowledge. That's going to give you, it's going to help you with making the right choice. Look, this is a divine, look, the angel is guiding her. And she's going to help her decide which opportunity to take, right? Now you've got the Hermit right next to it. That's meditation, darling. That's going inside. That's seeking. Oh, it's also seeking a mentor spiritually. It's staying. And this month we really have to be stable and really connected spiritually, particularly so that we can be calm throughout this tumultuous, crazy energies that are happening this month. All the information is within. You know, when you meditate, you connect with the divine, all the answers are within, you know, and the Hermit is the guy that's holding the light at the end of the tunnel, right? There are opportunities. So this is going. Whatever this is has to go, right? In order for all these opportunities to come up. And you just have to stay spiritually centered during this difficult time, because sometimes the Tower doesn't feel great, right? Because it's something that's going, you know, maybe you lose a job, maybe you have to move home, maybe You lose a lover. Maybe you know, things around you change and it's stressful for you, or it's tumultuous. There's definitely a change coming. Now, you can be a champion for change. When the tower comes down, something is going really unexpectedly, but don't fight it, because always when the tower comes down, it's for the best. Something else is going to replace it. Something better is going to come into it. So it's, you know, it's about embracing the change. Now, when the King of Pentacles came up, this is like the Nine of Chalices came up to clarify that. And this is, listen, you're almost at the finish line. This is about celebrating and looking. You remember I said survey and go forward, look at the details. This is about acknowledging all the hard work that you've done, all the co-creating that you've done, seeing the positive, seeing your glasses half full, focusing on what you've accomplished as opposed to what you haven't done. Because we can easily go over what's happened over the last year and evaluate, and then come up with the idea, oh no, I didn't do this, I should have done that, I should have done that. It's about bringing yourself up, nurturing yourself. It's about focusing on your self-esteem. It's about moving forward with confidence. And you can't move forward with confidence if you're beating yourself up. So this is about celebrating you, right? Celebrating where you've come from. Look back and say, wow, I've come a really long way. I'm doing really well. Don't focus on what's not working. Focus on what's working and what you have done instead of what you haven't. Remember, you know, whatever you focus on expands. So focus on what has worked as opposed to what hasn't. That's the message there. Now the Chariot has come up, darling. I love the Chariot. And the Chariot is about coming through a difficult period triumphantly. And it's about move forward. Just keep moving. This is about moving. Keep it moving, darling. Keep it moving. Focus it on the solution, not the problem. That's why my business is called Live in the Solution. I feel when you focus on the solution, there is no problem, right? When you focus on the problem gets bigger. So you want to focus on the solution so the problem gets smaller. Right underneath that is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor comes in. He's the King of Kings. He's a really fierce leader. He's fair, but he's firm. This is about structure. This is about balance, right? You've got to balance opposing forces, which is what's going on. Opposing energies are all going crazy this month. So this is about balance, keeping everything in balance, but moving forward. And moving forward triumphantly. It's about focus too. This is another card, focus. He is about focus and structure and organization. This is definitely about dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Look. He has to be the rider of this chariot. I don't even know what they call it. The rider of the chariot. The driver of the chariot has to be so focused because these horses are opposing energy. Look, there's light and dark. It's yin and yang. He takes one eye off the ball and the whole chariot could go topsy-turvy, you know, and fall off the rails. So this is a message to stay in the moment and focus on the details. You know, this is where you're going to come out triumphantly. And I can't even stress how important that is during this time, Aquarius. So now, the underlying message is the Nine of Air. Now, the Nine of Air is about you've been not to focus on the problem, like what I've just been saying. The Nine of Air is sleepless nights. It's about that. It's about the mental realm. It's going over and over and over again the worst case scenario and just, you know, not excuse me, not seeing the hope in the situation. But I clearly see that you need to keep moving forward, and this is coming to an end. Like, you really have to come out of your head, Aquarius. Come out of your head. I know it's hard when this happens, when the Tower happens, but it's happening because there's a reason. And if you can go inside, you're going to find peace and harmony and love. And you can, honestly, this is the time. I can't stress it enough for you to meditate. And you need to get enough sleep. You've got to get the sleep. And the only way to get the sleep is to come out of your head. The only way to get out of your head is meditation, darling. Meditate. My meditation collaboration should be out shortly, and that'll be free, so I'll let you know when that comes out. Aquarius, thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. For a personal reading, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.